Next to the leg raise, the L-sit is my favourite core exercise. It's drastically improved my core strength and helped me develop six-pack abs. Unlike leg raises though, the L-sit is a static exercise, muscular contraction without any joint movement. Just like in the plank, but the L-sit is a lot more challenging than the standard plank. I remember seeing the L-sit for the first time and thinking, that looks cool, I want to be able to do that. I tried it and realised I couldn't even hold it at all. I didn't even have the arm strength to support my weight. Not gonna lie, I was disheartened, but it wasn't a surprise because this is one of the more advanced core exercises and I hadn't yet put in the work to build up my strength with the progressions, which we will go through in just a second. Firstly, equipment for the L-sit. Technically, you don't need any equipment if you're doing the version with your palms on the floor. To get enough height to get your legs off the ground, you'll have to place your hands as close as possible to your body. However, this one happens to be the most advanced because it requires more core strength to clear your legs off the ground, more hamstring flexibility, and it's the most pressure on your wrists, so I don't recommend starting with this one. Instead, we're going to do it with our legs raised off the ground, and there's a few different ways you can achieve this. If you have absolutely nothing to hand, you can do this on your fists. Just make sure you do it on a soft surface to protect your knuckles. You can do this by using two thick books of the same height, or you could use a chair with armrests. Please just make sure the chair is sturdy enough to take your weight. If you're a heavy person and you're unsure, don't even go there. If you haven't got a suitable chair with armrests, use two chairs with your palms on the seats. Just be aware that you're now much higher off the ground, so be extra careful. The other option is to use parallettes, which is how I'm going to be demonstrating the exercises. It's the most comfortable position for the wrists in my opinion. These aren't necessary if you're a beginner, but I do highly recommend them when you become more experienced. They're great for some more advanced exercises. I've got a link in the description to mine if you're interested. Another limiting factor for the L-sit could be your hamstring flexibility. So as part of your warm-up, I recommend you do this sit and reach stretch. You try to keep your back as straight as possible and you reach forward towards your toes. I recommend holding it for 5 breaths, and on each exhale, you try to go a bit further forward. Before we get into the L-sit progressions, how do you know when to move on to that harder variation? A good rule is if you can do 3 sets of a 10-second hold, you're ready to progress. If you're consistently making it past 10 seconds with good form, in the next workout, try the next level up. Use a timer or video record yourself to know your times. Now let's build up our core strength with the easier variations, starting with the seated L-sit. Bum and palms on the floor, legs off the floor. You can start with tucked legs, but the aim is to hold this with them fully extended. The further forward you place your hands and lean, the more difficult it becomes, so that's a great way to progress. When you've conquered the seated L-sit, we can now start to train our arms with the tucked L-sit, aka N-sit, but it doesn't really form an N, a wonky N maybe. Don't shrug your shoulders. Keep them down by driving your hands into the ground. When you get comfortable with the tucked L-sit, we can increase the resistance by extending one leg. You might not be able to hold this very long, but when you start to fail, you can bring the leg back in and finish the set in the tucked position. At this stage, you're doing really well, and now it's just a case of gradually extending both legs until your knees are locked and you're doing the full L-sit. Congratulations, high five! When holding these positions, you might find your body starts to shake like a dog doing its business. I'm not sure if it's because I've done like 20 takes, but I'm shaking like crazy right now. It's normal, it just means your muscles are working very hard to maintain that position and you're gonna get stronger. To improve your L-sit and get an iron core, training it 2 to 3 times per week as part of your full body workouts will work nicely. As I mentioned before, it's one of the more difficult moves in calisthenics, so don't be disheartened if it doesn't come quickly. Just keep working your way through the progressions and you will get your L-sit. Remember, fitness is a marathon, not a sprint, so enjoy the process, guys. If you enjoyed, please like the video, subscribe for more, and tell me which exercise do you want to improve in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay vital. To learn the optimal order for your exercises, watch this video next.